This week has been a very difficult week for the European Commission, for the management at the top of the Commission. I do wonder at this stage, when you look at Ursula von der Leyen, is she still the right person to lead this vaccination effort?
We are a team and we're doing all the steps together. And we know that Europe is currently having on the shoulder a huge responsibility about to guarantee that all Europeans have an equal access to vaccination. So there is criticism that's allowed in democracy, and we have to deal now with the things. We have to answer this, and that means mainly increase production capacity. We have to create now a big alliance of pharmaceutical companies to really increase production.
An increased production, and you make a good point there. But before we get to that, I just want to insist on that point around Ursula von der Leyen. In your view, is this chapter now closed? The whole controversy around her, is this over in terms of the European People's Party?
So Ursula von der Leyen is part of my political family, but I also see in the other political groups, socialists and also a big part of liberals, and also on member states levels, that all the steps we did in the past were joint steps. We did it together. And that's why, yes, there is need of criticism and we have to learn out of these things, but the general approach was right. And I give you one example. To have no one first and second class European, to have European-wide the same date to start vaccination was a great success for Europe. We have today a kind of a debate, even a kind of a war between Great Britain and the European Union, who gets the AstraZeneca vaccines. And I tell you, it's great to see that we have not a similar debate between Germany and France, Portugal and Spain, Austria and Czech Republic. That's good. We have a joint approach, and that is a big success for Europe.
Right, and let's now focus on the production, because this week, and this has really caught my eye, we've seen a number of companies, Novartis, Sanofi, Bayer, all jumping in and saying we're going to help to produce vaccines from rival labs. How can you get more companies to do this? It seems like it's the obvious way to scale up quickly.
The first step is that we have to remind the companies to keep their promises. So AstraZeneca with Pfizer is a very reliable partner. So they are increasing now production, and they are increasing also the deliver on the vaccines now. We have the biggest problem with AstraZeneca, and there we are extremely critical, because the feeling is among politicians, and when we look to the contracts, is that they are mistreating in a way the European Union. So our treaty is probably less important for AstraZeneca than it is for the treaty with Great Britain. And that is what we cannot accept. So we need a fair treatment. They have signed a contract. They have signed the agreement with the European Union, and we have to remind them about their credibility to really deliver now. And another aspect is that we have now the export scheme in mind, where we control what is going from Europe to the rest of the world. We are ready to distribute and to deliver European productions to the rest of the world. For example, Canada is only getting vaccines from Europe and not from the United States, but that must be the same for the others. So that's why Great Britain, and also America, first of all, where we have a full export ban currently in place, must also be ready for a fair distribution on the global market.